What we have for 1.2 is a question that says solve simultaneously for x and y in the following. So here we have two equations. Both have two unknown variables x and y, and we should solve for them simultaneously. So what we do is we pick the simplest looking equation. In this regard, it would be the first equation. So picking this equation, we make either x or y the subject of the formula, whichever one is easier. And the one that's usually the easiest is the one that has no coefficients, or that has a coefficient of 1. And in this case, you can see x only has a coefficient of 1 over here. So we can make this subject of the formula by moving the 3 to the other side. If we do that, then we're going to have x is equals to 2y minus 3. Then once we have this, we make a substitution onto the other formula. So we are trying to solve for the variables x and y, but in order to do so, we need to create a new equation that only has one variable. So here with the first equation, I've expressed x in terms of y. Then in my second equation, I'll substitute the value of x with this 2y minus 3. Then I will solve it and get a value for y. So making that substitution, I'm going to have 2 times 2y minus 3, and then there's a y over there, plus 7 is equals to x, replace it with 2y minus 3 squared plus 4y squared. Now you have this third equation that is only made up of y's, which is something we can solve. So how do we then solve this? We multiply out. Over here, you can do whatever's simplest. You want everything outside to multiply everything that's inside. So what you can do is you can rewrite it as 2y. Then you're going to multiply 2y with everything that is inside. So it's going to multiply that 2y and it's going to multiply that minus 3. If it multiplies this first, we get 4y squared. And then with that, we get minus 6y plus 7 is equal to, over here on the previous example I expanded. Here I'll show you a method that you can use to quickly resolve this binomial issue. So what we do is we square the first number, giving us 4y squared. Then we square the second number, which gives us positive 9. Then we multiply the two numbers together and then multiply by 2. So 2y times negative 3 is negative 6y. Negative 6y times 2 is negative 12y. And that's how you use that method. Then we add the 4y squared. Now what you want to do is you want to collect all the like terms such that they are found on one side. So here we're gonna have 4y squared and 4y squared. That is we can move everything from the right hand side to the left hand side. So here we have two like terms, 4y squared and 4y squared. That gives us 8y squared. And we can throw 8y squared to this side such that it is with its like term like that. We can do the same thing for the next one, which is minus 6y. Here we have a minus 12y. If it goes to the other side, it becomes positive 12y. Then we have a plus 7. Over here we have a positive 9. Take it to the other side, it becomes negative 9. Then 4y squared minus 8y squared, that gives us minus 4y squared. And then minus 6y plus 12y, that gives us positive 6y. And then 7 minus 9 gives us negative 2, all equal to 0. Then what we can do from this point is multiply through, or let's take out a common factor so we can simplify it a bit, although that's not quite necessary. Once you get to this point, and you find that your y squared or your x squared, whatever you're dealing with, the variable that you're dealing with, if its coefficient is not positive 1, then immediately it is best to use the quadratic formula. Using the quadratic formula in instances like this helps you to avoid making any mistakes that may arise from trying to simplify and using the other bracket method. So here our b is positive 6, our a is minus 4, and our c is minus 2. So we make the substitutions. Don't forget to include your brackets. So we have 6 squared minus 4, a is minus 4, c is minus 2, and all over 2a, a is minus 4, like that. Then you put this all on the calculator first with the plus and then with the minus. You will get, excuse me for this mistake, it should be y over here. So if putting this on your calculator, you get y is equals to a half, or y is equals to 1. Then you have found the values for y, but now we still need to find the values for x. So originally we had this equation, x is equals to 2y minus 3. We are then going to use this formula twice in order to find the corresponding values of x. So x is equals to 2y minus 3. Here we make a substitution for y as a half minus 3. We get 1 minus 3, which gives us minus 2. Here we also make a substitution for y as 1 and then minus 3. We get the corresponding value for x in this case is minus 1.